Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the University of York. I declare this congregation open for the conferment of awards. Please be seated.
Chancellor, it's an honour and privilege to introduce our honorary graduate, Tony Khan, inventor, entrepreneur and philanthropist. It's often joked that if you cross an academic with a member of the mafia, you'll get an offer that you can't understand. It's also been said, building on John Lewis's strapline, never knowingly undersold, that for academics it should read, never knowingly understood. Well, that's not the case with Tony. What you see is what you get on the can. Apologies to Tony and to Ron Seal, you remember the 90s advert. As you'll see, Tony Khan is certainly a can-do character who's always been positive about his ability to succeed and in supporting others to achieve their best. Tony Khan was born January the 10th, 1939 in London, and with the outbreak of war, his family moved to Lancashire, where he's lived ever since. He graduated with an honours degree in chemistry from the University of Manchester and has subsequently received honorary degrees from the Universities of Lancaster and Edinburgh from the Queen for his services to education. For over 40 years, Tony has been an electronics entrepreneur and inventor, initially applying camera and visualizer technology to industries such as architecture. In 1996, he founded the Promethean Technologies Group, based in Burnley, naming the company after the Greek god Prometheus. In the Greek myth, Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to mankind. The name also reflects Tony's burning desire to ensure teachers take advantage of technologies in the classroom. Tony is passionate about enhancing learning and teaching through the use of technology. In 1999, he launched the interactive whiteboard in the UK and sold a few hundred to schools. In 2002, the Department for Education became interested in the technology and invested over £50 million to equip every primary school in England with an interactive whiteboard. Today, over 70% of classrooms in the UK have access to the technology, and they can be found in over 100 countries worldwide. Indeed, many of us here today in this hall will have interacted with Tony's whiteboard technology at some stage in our careers, either as educators, students, or trainers. Not only has Tony's technological innovation replaced the dusty old chalkboard, for which I'm very grateful, it's also helped transform the quality of student-teacher interaction in whole-class, group-based and one-to-one situations. Interactive whiteboards enable teachers to actively engage students in the guided construction, co-construction of knowledge, through visual displays that are instant, colourful and dynamic. In addition, through the use of handheld responders, teachers can ask authentic questions and monitor individual understanding. They can also provide formative feedback to students that probes, builds on and extends their responses and understanding. In 2014, in honour of their founder and first chairman, Promethean created the Khan Award. The award asks the general public in Australia, Austria, Canada, China, France, Germany, Mexico, the United Kingdom and the United States to nominate teachers who have made a significant contribution and difference to their lives. The award recognises, for many of us, what many of us here in the audience know from our own experiences, that teachers, and all of us have had at least one teacher who has helped us in our lives, who's shaped where we are today. In our formative years, these exceptional teachers often see more in us than we see in ourselves. These are the teachers who help define what we are, broaden our horizons, and encourage us to explore. These inspirational leaders are not often recognised for the life-changing role they play. The Cannes Award, therefore, celebrates the role of the teacher in societies around the world by shining the spotlight on their most inspirational and recognising their contribution. 5 winning teachers are selected from among the nominations each year to receive a Cannes Award and $2,500 donation from Promethean for a charity of their choice. So, get nominating for 2017, which starts in January. Tony has taken on many public roles concerned with education and training. These include a trustee of the Boland Charitable Trust, which provides support to young people through outward-bound courses and activities in the northwest of England. He was also served as a founder chair of the East Lancashire Training and Enterprise Council, as a founding member of the Further Education Training Funding Council, and as a director of the University for Industry. Here at York in 2007, Tony Cann helped establish the Institute for Effective Education and to build the impressive Berwick Saw building opposite where we are today, which has won many awards, architectural awards, and is highly valued by both staff and students. His continuous support to the university goes hand in hand with his commitment to educational research and to building a strong evidence base for both policymakers and practitioners as to what works and why. Chancellor, for his outstanding dedication to education and for his unending commitment to improving the lives of many young people, it's a great honour to present to you Tony Cann for the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
Chancellor, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour for me to be awarded this doctorate from this university, but more, it demonstrates the far-sightedness of this university, not, I must add, in doing me an honour, but in the steps they took to nurture and progress the project which I brought here. It was 20 years ago that I was part of a working party looking at the workload of teachers. And I realized there was very little firm knowledge of what worked in teaching. This then led me to form the Institute for Effective Education, the IEE, here at York, whose objective was to research, investigate, and disseminate what works in our schools. It was an unusual structure for a university, in that effectiveness of itself and of education was a key component. It was not fundamental research. The IEE, in this stimulating environment, has created a new trend. Where we started emphasizing scientific trials to determine ways forward, others have now followed, and the government set up the Educational Endowment Foundation to pursue this policy. It may not have happened without your IEE. It is recognized that school education can be much more efficient without overloading teachers. We now also understand that very few students in schools reach their full potential, and many are way behind. We at the IEE are pursuing pedagogies that will improve this. The IEE has now evolved to an autonomous unit with the cooperation and help of the university. thank you. And also with the support of the Educational Endowment Foundation. I would like to acknowledge the strategic support of the university in this move. The wealth of a nation is the total sums of the skills and knowledge of its inhabitants, and nothing is more important than increasing these. In this context, we should note that while you have reached a level of knowledge in achieving your degrees, well done, everybody. In this fast-moving world, it is little compared with what you will need to learn over the rest of your life in the future. Good luck in this task. Thank you.
Chancellor, I have the honour and privilege to present to you Dr. Patrick Vallance for the award of Doctor of the University. Patrick Vallance's earliest career ambition was to become a dinosaur hunter. While it is easy now to smile at an ambition expressed by a 5-year-old boy, in fact that desire to hunt underpins Patrick's entire career. As a clinician, a researcher, and now heading up one of the world's largest drug discovery research teams at GlaxoSmithKline, known as GSK, he has been consumed by a quest to understand human biology and to develop therapeutic solutions to improve human health. Patrick's innate desire to discover has been harnessed towards seeking answers to fundamental questions about why our bodies fail us. He has applied a formidable intellect to a passionate desire to make people's lives better. Moreover, he has done this by embracing the concept of interdisciplinarity in research and the need for much greater transparency and collaboration among academic and industrial scientists. Patrick Vallance has been President for Pharmaceuticals Research and Development at GSK since 2012. He joined the company as head of drug discovery in 2006 and has made a rapid ascent since then, serving as senior vice president for medicines discovery and development and becoming a member of the GSK corporate executive team. Before joining GSK, Patrick was a clinical academic and led the Division of Medicine at University College London. He also earned his scientific and medical degrees at the University of London. Patrick has over 20 years' experience of clinical medicine, including general internal medicine, cardiovascular medicine, and clinical pharmacology. His own research has focused on the role of the vascular endothelium, that's the tissues that lines the internal surface of our blood vessels, regulating of vascular tone and blood cell vessel wall interactions. That research ranges from structural biology and medicinal chemistry to clinical studies of basic mechanisms of vascular control in humans and trials of novel therapeutic agents. His work has been funded by the British Heart Foundation, the Wellcome Trust and the Medical Research Council, and has been recognised by numerous awards, including the Graham Bull Prize in Clinical Science from the Royal College of Physicians. Patrick was elected to the Fellowship of the Academy of Medical Sciences in 1999 and subsequently became its registrar before joining GSK. He has also served on the board of the Office for Strategic Coordination of Health Research since 2009. When Patrick left UCL to move to GSK in 2006, UCL's then president, and now York's Chancellor, Professor Sir Malcolm Grant, welcomed the move, perhaps a little through gritted teeth, as a reflection of the mutually beneficial interaction between universities and industry. Malcolm noted Patrick's outstanding contribution to UCL in advancing the transfer of laboratory discoveries to clinical practice, while making the point that, I quote, "The exchange of ideas between academic scientists and pharmaceutical companies is essential to progress healthcare, and the transfer of personnel between the two sectors complements this exchange." In many ways, though, Patrick's move from academia to what has been disparagingly sometimes described as big pharma was seen as a surprising shift from a stellar academic career. He himself had been critical of choices made by pharma to pursue some drug development projects for what seemed like purely marketing reasons. However, when challenged by GSK to join them, he reflected on the advice of Nobel laureate James Black, the discoverer of, among other things, statins, who said, "If you want to truly make a difference to millions of people's lives, then you need to work with industry." Patrick's understanding of how pharmaceutical companies approach research and development has been truly transformational in its outcomes. For reasons of time, I'll just give 3 examples, but they are, I believe, indicative of a new approach to scientific development within the pharmaceutical industry that will indeed impact on and improve the lives of millions of people. The first example is a simple rethink of the way in which pharmaceutical research is undertaken. Patrick's tactic has been to move away from a very process-driven approach to creating smaller human-scale teams in which each individual's contribution is valued and encouraged, regardless of seniority, and where each theory is tested to destruction, the fundamentals of good science. He has also encouraged the formation of teams with interdisciplinary expertise to generate a more holistic approach to scientific problem solving. The second example is Patrick's advocacy of GSK's Rare Diseases Unit, enabling major investment in research in rare and neglected diseases. A seemingly counterintuitive approach, because if diseases are rare, then by definition, fewer people will buy any resultant drug, leading to lower profits for the company involved. However, Patrick's investment in this area has been both scientifically sound and commercially pragmatic. His reasoning is that by exploring discrete and devastating rare diseases, one is more likely to also uncover major insights into human biology that can be applied to much more common conditions. So, helping to identify potential therapeutics for a rare disease not only helps people in some of the world's poorest countries, but also helps identify potential ways to treat a much wider range of conditions, an approach advocated here in York by scientists in our Centre for Immunology and Infection. The final example of Patrick's novel approach to research and development that I'll give is his champion of open access to pharmaceutical clinical trial data through the All Trials and Open Lab initiatives. Again, a somewhat counterintuitive and commercially risky approach, but firmly based in Patrick's vision for making pharmaceutical scientific data in industrial laboratories available to academic scientists, thereby potentially speeding up the drug development process and decreasing the enormous cost of this essential research. Patrick has commented, and I quote, "Transparency is critically important for the advancement of human health, and it's the right thing to do." Chancellor, for his outstanding contributions as an academic scientist and his visionary and collaborative approach to drug development research, I have the pleasure to present Patrick Vallance for the award of Doctor of the University Honoris Causa.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to really thank York University for this honour. It's a great honour to receive this degree, and I'm particularly pleased to receive it from this university. because the cleverest boy in my year at school came here to study biology in 1978, and I feel I've caught up with him at last. I'll add that my children are just very irritated. They're irritated because apparently I get a degree without doing any work. This is a momentous and special day for all the graduates here, and I congratulate all of you. It marks the completion of something important and lasting, and the start of another chapter. Some of you may know what comes next, and many, I suspect, don't, other than, no doubt, a holiday or two. But when I look at the subjects being covered in this ceremony, biology, education, and environment, I could hardly be filled with more hope. 3 topics of immense importance for the future of us all. 2 areas of science in which fundamental discoveries and advances in understanding are occurring at an unprecedented pace, and in which the UK is a global leader, and it certainly needs to be a global leader and needs to remain a global leader at this time. These areas are critical for our success in a new environment, and they are absolutely critical for sustainable growth of this country. And education, for which you'll forgive me, I hope, for using a quote from Nelson Mandela in the week of his birthday. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. And there was another quote from just this morning, that the legacy of a Prime Minister is not the legislation that's left behind, but the education that's left behind. The legislation can be changed, but the mindset change can't. My message today, as you move on to your next chapter, is go and grasp the opportunities, be bold, think and act globally, take risks and have fun. Don't be afraid to be wrong, because that's how we all learn. But do recognise when you're wrong and correct yourself. Always have someone you can turn to for advice and wisdom, because it doesn't matter what stage of your career you're at, you need it. But don't ever forget that those individuals can also be wrong, and therefore you have to make your own choices and live with them. Finally, a quote from another South African, Desmond Tutu. Differences are not intended to separate, to alienate. We are different precisely in order to realise our need of one another. So my final message is be yourselves, enjoy your success, and don't forget to thank your family and friends. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ensemble Eonomy will perform Ubi Caritas by Maurice Durflay, followed by I Get Around by the Beach Boys.
et amor get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around.
I'm getting downtrodden up and down the same old street. I gotta find a new place where the girls are hanging. My buddies and me are getting real well known. Yeah, the bad guys know us and we leave us alone.
I get around, round, round, I get around, 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 I get around, get around, wah, 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 wah.
We always take my car cause it's never been clean. Yeah, we always be scared with because we need. None of the guys go steady cause it wouldn't be right. Taking the best girl home on a Saturday night.
I get around, round, round, I get around, 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 I get around, get around, get around, round, round, get around, I get around, get around, round, round, 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 I get around, I get around.
As we celebrate the achievements of students, we also wish to recognise the staff who have contributed to your success. York has an outstanding record of teaching excellence. What students will remember long after graduation are the individual members of staff and postgraduate students who teach, who have supported, challenged and inspired them. The Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Awards recognise and reward both individuals and teams who have made an outstanding impact on the student learning experience. All holders of these awards have demonstrated excellence in their teaching or the support they give for learning, delivered with energy, care and commitment. A Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award has been made to Dr. Angela Hodge from the Department of Biology. A Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award has been made to Dr. Claire Hughes from the Department of Environment. The Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award has also been made to Dr. Samarthia Thankapan from the Department of Environment, who's unable to be here today. We congratulate her on her achievement too.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biology. For research in changes to plant distributions in Britain, Alexandra Bell. For research in neuroepithelial cell proliferation and metabolism, Edward Llewellyn Bowen. For research in mathematical analysis of an Antarctic food web, Sarah Collings. For research in correlating light and electron microscopy, Claire Dennison. For research in insect-microbe interactions, Eleanor Hayworth. For research in physiological role of connexins in the urothelium, Jennifer Hinley. For research in new technology for measuring greenhouse gases, James Keane. For research in biosynthetic regulation of opiates in poppy, Fergus Mead. For research in molecular microbiology of anaerobic digestion, Henry Nichols. For research in pathogen manipulation of the endocytic pathway, Adam Roth. For research in thrombopoietin in myeloproliferative neoplasms, Veena Sanghay. For research in plant genetics and hormone biology, Danielle Taylor. For research in engineering plants to decontaminated polluted soil, Kyriakos Zafastis. For research in roles of membrane potential in breast cancer cells, Ming Young. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Combating Infectious Disease, Computational Approaches in Translational Science. For research in virology and theoretical condensed matter physics, James Geararts. For research in microRNA biology and modelling of biological systems, Kerman Leonov. For research in bactericidal properties of biomedical cold plasmas, Angela Privat Maldonado. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Tissue Engineering and Regenerative Medicine. For research in culturing bone stem cells and blood vessels in 3D, Julia Marshall. For the degree of Master of Science by Research in Biology, Lucy Quest. Matthew Walker. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Robert Boland. Alice Child. Haley Dan. Claire Dawson. Laura Gatcombe. Andrew Hastings. Charlie Hill. Isabel Lomas. Lucy Lowe. Alexander Mitchell. Sarah Mitchell. Adrian Murphy. Laura Picorni. Beth Redfern. Yolena Sari. Peter Michael Smith. Nicola Williams. Hao Chen Zhu. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry with a year in Europe, Claire Coupland. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry with a year in Industry, Jessica Carter. Nick Panayotov. Marianne Pearson. Danielle Woolcock. For the degree of a Bachelor of Science in Biology, Maria Agapu. Simon Bagust. Hannah Beardsworth. Ryan Bentley. Harry Bullock. Sawalak Chanko. Hannah Christopher's daughter Newman. Alex Clark. Emily Crehan. Eleanor Davis. Nuran Dillon. Lucy Dye. Martin France. Natalie Gent. Emily Graves. Hanan Najwa Haji Mohammed Saum. Georgina Hill. Bob Horton. Georgina Highland. Christian Jones. Megan Lloyd. Robert Middleton. Jess Morris. Kieran Mullen. Hannah Nicholson. Nicholas Partridge. Ashley Petit. Lutfula Ruwechi. Lila Sabli. Greta Sandman. Stephen Scott. Victoria Scott. Victoria Ship. Sophie Smith. Danielle Speakman. Chris Taylor. Alex Thomas. Sophie Thomas. Radley Dexter, Harry Lyndon Troy. Christina Veckery. Hattie Washer. Thomas Williams. Samuel Wilson. Robert Winfield. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology with a year in Europe, James Morris. Alistair Pitsey. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology with a year in Industry, Stuart Allen. Emily Collins. Maria Davies. Jessica Dobson. Bryden Fields. Andrew Fleming. Charlotte Gandy. Sebastian Gravel. Abigail Jepson. Lauren McGill. Imogen Rimmer. Alice Shearer. Oliver Wright. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology and Microbiology, Kylie Montovio. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology and Microbiology with a year in Industry, Nicholas Butler. Sanha Kim. Joshua Marshall. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Ecology, Mark Penny. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Ecology with a year in Industry, Matthew Durant. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Genetics, Liz Alexianou. Louise Buxton. Jessica Davis. Lois Groden. Eleanor Hughes. Danny Jackson. Herodotus Nicolaides. Ekaterina Pilo. Laura Pruer. Bethany Torr. Robin Whiting. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Genetics with a year in Industry, Radina Georgieva. Evgenia Markova. Michaela Neems. Elena Stoyanova. Lena Sikova. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Molecular Cell Biology, Melanie Chang. Rihanna Gore. Goda Usanate. Andrew Mullins. Laura Notes. Naomi Sheldon. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Molecular Cell Biology with a year in industry, Molly Chilton. Andrew Stone.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Education. For research in the benefits of cochlear implants upon deaf pupils, Mohammed Albanian. For research in student-student collaboration in wiki-mediated collaborative writing activities, Maha Al-Ghassab. For research in impact of electronic games on learning, Rabab Al-Safar. For research in sexual diversity in primary schools, Manuel Lopez Pereira. For research in teacher professional learning and work culture, Prichaya Monkolhuti. For research in comparing vocabulary in a beginner reading scheme, Ruth Price Moore. For research in poetry education in Malta, Danielle Sherry. For the degree of Master of Arts by Research in Education, Midori Kijamina. For the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Jiao Yang Wang. For the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching English to Young Learners, Robert Butchins. Iri Osawa. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Educational Studies, Katie Backshaw Bartle. Hannah Bantock. Francesca Bauscher. Harriet Brassington. Tasmin Chittick. Gemma Croston. Sophie Goodall. Emily Hewitson. Rosie Hobson. Lydia Instone. Grace MacDonald. Tom Orr. Luke Park. Zoe Toffrey. Rebecca Trollope. Melanie Wynyard. Huang Muzi Yang. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English in Education, Inga Strand Batness. Lucy Beale. Ada Chick. Stephanie Fan. Min Han. Jessica Holmes. Adrian Horan. Charlotte Kennedy. Alicia Kaler. Lucy Mayer. Ellie Pownall. Nancy Thin. Catherine Walton. Sarah Weatherstone. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Education, Jessica Andrews. Stephanie Barnett. Kathy Choi. Emma Coley. Isla Cook. Rachel Dyson. Anna Goodchild. Hannah Hope. Kate Mason. Lauren Oliver Walsh. Leah Pittman. Anna Roach. Pippa Stacey. Owen Andrew Simons. Heidi Thurman. Rhiannon Walton. Hai Ji Yun.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Economics and Environmental Management. For research in the deconstruction of volcanic risk, Jessica Kate Roberts. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Science, for research and impact of pharmaceuticals on algal species, Jiahua Gu. For research in investigating the effects of microplastic on fish, Tim Katzenberger. For research in hindcasting epidemics with paired diagnostic tests, Gustav Reidevik. For the degree of Master of Environment in Environment, Economics and Ecology, Thomas Hillier. Sean Ross. Nathan Wood. For the degree of Master of Environment in Environmental Geography, Hannah Birch. Charlotte Brown. Natalie Carter. Victoria Chatter-Lee. Jill Connolly. Marie Crompton. Anjali Fordington. Amar Tahir. For the degree of Master Environment in Environmental Science, Quinn Asina. Katie Badger. Eloise Despretta. Thomas Fowler. Robin Hayward. Wesley Parkinson. Sarah Payton. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environment, Economics and Ecology, Vivian Chu. Francesca Consin Masheshi. Shivam Devani. Matthew Goodlad. Jake Helliwell. Glenn Lyon. Samuel Parker. Bradley Picker. Anastasia Regis. Lucas Reinhardt. Oliver Sherlock. Ju Wang. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Geography, Rebecca Bainbridge. William Black. William Carney. Cara Close. Harvey Corner. Matthew Cox. Andrew Davis. Blair Davis. Hamish Dudgeon. Dominic Edison. Douglas Fraser. Catherine Godfrey. Victoria Herbert. Lauren Eildon. Lily Jones. Tobias Jones. Adele Knowles. Alex Lack. Jack Mann. Oliver Martin. Finlay McPherson. Laura Mitchell. Amy Nevin. Ruby Osborne. Thomas Pyman. Bethan Richards. Emma Robson. Sean Rodriguez Brown. Charlotte Sterrow. Richard Taylor. Katie Tinker. Catherine Trenery. Sophie Wall. Adam Wilshire. Eleanor Woodhouse. Joanna Worthington. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science, Dagny Elise Anastasiou. Isabel Austin. Daniel Bean. Frederick Brown. Isabel Chinchite. Filippo Cacosa. Catherine Dewing. Thomas Eckers. Jessica Farnsworth. Daniel Fitzpatrick. Emma Forbes. Jack Gibson. Craig Reeves. Rebecca Heaton. Francis Ireland. Emma Keith. Eva Lelernite. Holly Musgrove. Leo Nutter. Danielle Parkinson. William Ratcliffe. Kariah Wowen. Grace Philippa Thompson. Madeline Truman. Serena Ward. Reese Williams. And Waiwu.
Phew. I can't tell you what a huge thrill it is to do what I've just done. I mean, it's absolutely magnificent, and to have an opportunity to formally confer degrees upon our future, upon those who have graduated today. So I would like, on behalf of the whole University of York, to again congratulate you, to formally, orally confer those degrees, to do the same for our two honorary graduates today and the awardees of our teaching prizes. Please, will you join me in congratulating again all of those who have graduated? So, thank you very much, and let me once again welcome everybody who's come here to York from across the world to join us in this celebration. It's a celebration in which those who came into the auditorium earlier this afternoon as graduands go out from here shortly as graduates with a qualification from the University of York. But it's not just what's written on the parchment. It's that accumulation of knowledge and talent and expertise that has been inculcated in them and developed within them during their time here. I'm very proud to be the Chancellor of the University, but I have a confession, which is I'm brand new. I'm the novice Chancellor. I'm the one on the learner's slopes, you know, the one that's always getting in the way. I've got water wings on and stabilising wheels and L plates. I was very lucky towards the end of last year to succeed Greg Dyke. Greg had been Chancellor for 11 years. Greg started his career here. He flunked his A-levels, something of which he was inordinately proud, frankly. But he was offered a place by York. He came to York, and York gave him the education that set him up in life. One or two modest achievements. He became Director General of the BBC. He became Chairman of the Football Association. And he still plays a major part in public life. And that, I know, if he were here today, he would say again, that's up for you as well. These great achievements are what we expect from the graduates of the University of York. As a new fellow on the block, as the new Chancellor, I thought the only way I can really understand how to fulfill a function like this is to consult the students. What would I be able to learn, for example, from the environmental students about how they would prepare for a major speech or presentation or submission of an essay or a thesis? So I spent some time, and thank you so much. I listened very carefully, and I did it to the letter. I didn't start until late last night. I got in a couple of pizzas, a few bottles, had a few friends around, we watched some movies, we got onto social media, I was Skyping around the world, and about 3 o'clock, I froze in panic. I had gallons of espresso coffee and scribbled away so that by the time the sun was rising this morning, I had this perfect presentation with every word in place and ready to run. Thank you, the students of York, for teaching me the York way. I'm immensely grateful. So the role of the Chancellor's address is always to give really good advice. Don't gamble, keep out of prison, don't drink too much, all of that sort of thing. But I think it's true that I have sat in almost every seat in graduation ceremonies as a graduating student, as a post-graduating student, as a parent on 4 different ceremonies, as a person sitting on the platform, as a person conferring degrees, even once by accident as an honorary graduate, and actually also as a speaker. And I cannot remember a single word that any of the chancellors of any of those universities ever said, so I can simply assure you that nothing I say will cause you lasting damage as you go out into the world. In fact, it's more likely to have a sedative effect. I think GSK could actually patent this and make a large amount of money in their insomnia division. But the interesting thing about these ceremonies, I think, is just how glorious they are, and I would like to congratulate everybody for having successfully negotiated the steps and the red carpet. Now, there were some perilous moments, but thanks to the marvels of modern engineering technologies, those high heels never once wavered. Well, sorry, they did waver a little once or twice, about an extraordinary procession across the red carpet, for which I think all of those who have taken so much care today to prepare themselves for the ceremony deserve great congratulations. But I was reminded of the candidate who came once to one of these graduation ceremonies and had smuggled past the sartorial police who sit along here an inflatable elephant suit. And when he got up onto the stage, he pushed the button, this thing inflated like this. And he started bouncing along the red carpet and shouting elephant noises. I'm not going to try and imitate that, but shouting elephant noises. And the auditorium was in pandemonium until suddenly there was a great splintering noise, and he disappeared completely from sight. The auditorium fell silent, broken only by his mother saying, take no notice. It's simply the stage he's going through. So, honorary degrees. Honorary degrees are the highest award a university can make. And we have a fantastic opportunity this afternoon to celebrate two very distinguished individuals, in Tony Cann and Patrick Vallance. I have to admit that when Patrick Vallance proposed to me that he would leave UCL and go and join GSK, I did everything I could to persuade him to the contrary. I said going into industry was very dangerous. He wouldn't do so well in industry. And in every respect, I've been proven completely and abjectly and utterly wrong. Patrick, my apologies. It's been an outstanding career ever since. But you know, we like to track our honorary graduates in this great university. And in January, we conferred an array of honorary degrees. Two individuals I'll just single out for special mention. One was the tremendous author and playwright Armando Iannucci. He is the man who writes The Thick of It, a political satire, a completely imaginary, fictitious world in which politicians stab each other in the back, they operate through spin doctors, they vie for political supremacy, and they think nothing of cruelly dismissing their colleagues. We said, Armando, this cannot be true. This is obviously a gross exaggeration of the way in which modern politics works. Well, I have to apologize to Armando. I have to say that far from treating it merely as a documentary, our modern political classes have taken it as a screenplay. And they have followed the thick of it to deeper depths than Armando Iannucci could ever have imagined in the past few weeks. And then the other one was Roy Hodgson. Roy was the... look, I won't go into this in depth, but Roy was the manager of the England football team, and he came here in January. I have to say, an immensely courteous man, a real gentleman. And so we took him to heart, and many of us gave quite detailed advice about squad selection and the positioning of players on the field and the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition and how it was going to be quite easy for him to take on the Euro 2016. And I have to say, being a courteous man, he listened to us very thoroughly. He went away with a thoughtful look on his face, but unfortunately he followed our advice to the letter. And we are no longer in Euro 2016, and congratulations to Portugal. Well, the world that our graduates today face is a very different one, even just from 6 months ago. It's a world that's been pushed into uncertainty by a recent political event. And I'm reminded of the story that used to be told by that great comedian Victoria Wood. She said, you know, a few years ago, I went to this party, and we had to all put our keys in the middle of the room as we arrived. And she said, I don't know who got my moped, but I've really enjoyed the BMW I've had for the last 5 years. I think a lot of people feel with the Brexit referendum, we put our keys in the middle of the room and that we're now driving the moped instead of the BMW. And there, I think, are very strong lessons for all of us from what we've been through with that referendum. The first is that I think universities must not be weakened by Brexit, but can only be strengthened by Brexit. There are real short-term issues that we must cope with, and the most fundamental, I think, is twofold. One is that our universities are at their greatest when they bring in students from across the world. We bring in students from the EU, and they bring in staff from the EU, as well as elsewhere. What we will never allow to occur is a wall that is erected between our national students and our international students. That is denial of the true function of a university. Secondly, and I think this is, for me, quite a difficult area, one thing that referendum brought to the fore is the difference between the haves and the have-nots. Those who wish to give the political metropolitan elite a bloody nose. It may not have been intended to be quite as bloody as it now looks, but nonetheless, I think we're failing as a society if we don't read that as a call for action. And you know, amongst the greatest engines for social mobility in this country are our universities. Our ability to bring people, as happened with Greg Dyke, from a background where, without a university education, who knows, he may have flourished, but with a university education from York, he flourished superbly. And that is true of so many instances. There are still so many talented people being brought up in environments which are difficult, which are domestically dysfunctional, and which are embedded in a cycle of deprivation over generations. And our universities will only meet the true challenge of the future of Brexit if we invest in that population as well as in the rest of our population. I think that social opportunity gap that's been revealed by Brexit is one of our biggest challenges of universities in this country. So, what happens when our students go out into the world? I think that the first point is that this is not an era of pessimism and disappointment. It is an era of huge opportunity. But the possession of a degree does not confer entitlement. Let me illustrate it. A young man, having graduated, went to his first day as a trainee manager in a large company. He came in the door and met the manager, who said, "I'm so delighted to have you. Welcome to our company, and let me offer you your first task." He said, "Here's a broom. Would you please go and sweep the floor?" And our graduate drew himself up to his full height and said, "Look, terribly sorry, but I'm a graduate. I'm here for the management program." "Oh," said the manager, "I'm so sorry, I forgot that. Here, give me back the broom, and I'll show you how it works." When we graduate from a great university like York, we certainly know how a broom works, but we don't know how everything else works. This is the beginning of a fantastic set of challenges. How I envy you. How I envy the subjects that were read out as these students came to me for the conferment of their degree before. How I wish I'd had the time to learn more about them, especially those PhD subjects. Those are areas that will change the world, areas which will drive new technologies and new understandings of science and new understandings of human beings. So, with everybody else in the world, I do nothing more today but wish you the very warmest future. Let me just, before I formally close the ceremony, offer some thanks. The first thanks, of course, go to the staff, the teaching staff, but also the support staff, all of the staff of this great institution who make it work, who make it possible for you and me to be here today, and in particular those who have actually organized these ceremonies. Secondly, nobody could have listened to that student a cappella group, E Inomine, without being amazed by their ability to sing so beautifully and clearly and perfectly in two completely different genres, and bring some life and music and art into our ceremony. And then finally, to thank all of those who have come such a distance, or sometimes not much of a distance, but anyway, let's assume that everybody has come here with a clear purpose in mind, which has been to support our graduating class. And may I invite you to join me in offering to them once again our congratulations, and on that note, I will declare this congregation closed. Thank you very much.